together. I can't believe how fast the 6 weeks has gone. Thank you everybody for participating and coming and hanging out with me for an hour each Monday. I hope that you found it to be very beneficial. It's actually helped me be a little bit more creative in regards to some of these exercises as well. So it's been very rewarding. Today, our focus is going to be on adding a cognitive component to our exercises. We're going to start after our warm-up exercises with some cognitive exercises, and then depending on how much time we have left, we'll switch back over and maybe do one or two endurance exercises or some higher intensity exercises. The reason why I want to start with the cognitive ones is sometimes after we do them for a while, our brain can get fatigued. So I want to make sure that we're doing those first so that we're working at full capacity, and then really realizing that. And I'll give you a few different suggestions or apps that you can do on your own at home that are really, really good for challenging balance, reactive stepping strategies, as well as your cognition. So we are going to start with our warm-up exercises, surprise, just like every week, but we're going to have a twist to them today. Again, challenging that cognition right away. So instead of doing all on the left and then doing a second round and doing them all on the right, we're still going to do 2 rounds, but each time we're going to shift back and forth between the left and the right leg. And I'll show you that in just a second. I just want to make sure that everybody has there are 4 things that are needed for class. So chair in case you need to sit down. Hopefully over the 6 weeks, you've been having to sit down less and less. Make sure you have your poles, of course, your positive attitude, and then your water as usual. Remembering that we want to be trying to have big movements, large amplitude movements to overcome some of those Parkinson symptoms as we're moving through this. And it seems like there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. So with that being said, I'm just going to demonstrate real quickly the warm-up exercises and what I want it to look like. So as we know, the first exercise, the first 4 exercises are really getting our poles out to the side. The first one is here, and then activate, here, and then activate. So before, we were always shifting to what would be called your left, right? And then we come back and activate, and then we always go to the same side for that whole time. This time we're going to go back and forth. So we're going to go here, activate, to the other side, activate, right? It's still the one with our toe touch, okay? And then for our third exercise, we're going to go back and forth. So we're going to do that little kick up, but we're just going to go back and forth the whole time, okay? It might take some getting used to because it's a little bit more complicated to shift back and forth, and we're not used to doing that. That's okay. Give yourself some grace. Just know that we're going to be going back and forth today, okay? The twist one is going to look like this. So it's going to be here, back, here, open, and then going to the other side, okay? So today, I remembered what I was going to say. Today, it's not so much about the mirroring of me, right? Because we might be going at different speeds. So just make sure that you're going back and forth while we're doing it, but not necessarily a mirror today. All right, so we're doing 45 seconds on, and then we have 15 seconds in between exercises. So the first one is just like normal. The poles go out to the side. Our feet are nice and wide. Make it so your poles are nice and flat on the ground. And we're doing our posture. Here we go. So bring it in and relax and activate. I hope you guys are all feeling that you've gotten better posture since we've been doing this. And really feeling your muscles activate. So when we activate here, we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. Our arms are pushing into that ledge. At this point, hopefully you feel confident that maybe you can get those fingers nice and big. And maybe you want to squeeze down on and squat a little bit bigger, right? All advancements from when we started. Good. We're going to rest now. So the next one is our lateral weight shift, right? So only our toe is on the ground on the one side, and then we're going to come back and activate, and then we're going to go to the other side. Come back and activate, and then to the other side. Here we go. So we're shifting our weight, activate, shift our weight, activate. Really trying to get all of our weight onto the one leg, the side that we're shifting to, keeping our body nice and upright. If at any time you need to readjust your pulls because they're slipping, please do so. Activate. If you are going slower than this, that is completely fine too, right? Go at your own pace so that you can have nice quality movements. All right, take a little rest. So this time, reset your pulls and your feet again. When we shift our weight, that leg's kicking up in the air. We're going to activate. Then we go to the other side and kick it up in the air and activate. Here we go. If you're still not confident in getting that foot off the ground, that's okay. I would suggest this being an exercise that you practice then, right? If these exercises seem really easy now, then maybe instead of slowing down, you're picking up the pace. Everybody is unique and different, but we want to make sure that we're always, okay, we can rest. We want to make sure we're challenging ourselves, right? If you're not challenging yourself, you're not changing, and we want to get better. Okay, the last one in this rotation is our twist. So readjust our pulls, our feet are nice and wide, and go. So we're closing, opening behind us, closing, opening, activating, going to the other side. Great job, everybody. Nice big movements. Good, and rest. All right, so we're gonna go through that one more time, right? So get our feet nice and wide, our pulls are out to the side. Let's go. Activate. Activate. You wanna get more of a movement, you can squat here more before you activate, right? So you're getting a bigger squat. Just showing a lot of variations so that you can get the most out of the exercises. If you are squatting deeper, try to make sure your knees stay out and not fall in like this. You want them to stay out nice and wide to track over your foot. All right, take a little rest. We're gonna reset. Our feet are nice and wide. Our pulls are straight out to our side. This is the one where we're gonna go back and forth, okay? Activate in between each of them. Here we go. So shift, activate, shift, activate. It could be slower than that. It could be faster than that. Hopefully this was confusing the first time around. It's a little bit easier this time since we are shifting our weight back and forth each time. something new today that we haven't done yet. All right, take a break. Same thing, our feet are wide, resetting ourselves where our poles go so that they're straight out from the side of our foot. This time when we're shifting our weight, that foot's coming in the air if we can. Here we go. Activate. A smile always makes it better as well, you know. Nice job, everybody. If you are doing these at home and you get motivated by music, by all means add music. It can really help. It might help you get a beat. It might just help to motivate you, make you feel good and get that smile on your face. All right, take a little break. Right, here's our twist. So we're here, we're gonna close, back, close, open, activate, and go to the other side. Here we go. So you're activating in between each. Good. Take a little rest. We're going to start our other 4 exercises. Remembering, I'm going to stop this for a second and kind of demonstrate our 4 exercises because they're a little bit different now that we're going to be going back and forth. So remember, our feet are wide, our poles are a few inches outside of our feet and about a foot in front of us, right? So the first one is exactly the same. We're activating and bringing our poles towards us, and then we're relaxing and kind of pushing our butt back. And we're coming and standing tall and we're relaxing. But after that, that's where we're shifting our weight forward and activating. And before we are kind of doing more of a weight shift here, when we come back here, our foot is going to come back so that we can step and come back here. Okay. So we're alternating our feet. And then for the third one, we're coming here, kicking back, coming back. Okay. And then the last one is the same, right? So you're stepping forward, reaching across, we're stepping back, shifting, stepping to the side. This is the one that I get confused on a little bit. Okay. All right, let's do it. All right, set ourselves up for success. Our feet are shoulder width apart, our poles are a few inches out and a foot in front of our foot. And so we're going to work on activate our posture, relax. Activate our posture, relax. Again, you can be getting a little bit more depth if you want to in that squat. So you're pushing that bottom back, standing up tall. You can get a little bit further down, stand up tall. Whatever feels good for you today, okay? That's going to be working your leg muscles a little bit more the lower that you squat. Try not to let our poles sink in here, but stay nice and upright to the sides. Good, take a rest. So this is the one we're stepping forward, activating, coming back here, stepping forward. Okay, set yourself up, your feet are shoulder width apart, set your poles where they should be. Let's go. Activate, relax, activate. Try to keep those feet wide, remember. Even when they step up, you should be able to see between your legs. It's going to help with balance and stability. If you're doing this by yourself and you're concerned about your stepping and where your feet are at, you can always do this in a mirror. Good, and rest. Okay, the next one, let's set ourselves up again. Our feet are nice and wide. Our poles are where we want them to be. This time when you're stepping forward and you're activating up, that back leg's kicking off the ground if you can. We're stepping back, switching legs, kicking that back leg up and off the ground. Here we go. Activate. Activate. Adjust those poles if you need to. Getting a lot of great steps in here, some of those backward steps. Excellent. Okay, so this one, again, get yourself set up, your poles. This time when you step forward, right, you're reaching across your body, coming back, stepping with your other foot and reaching across. It's opposite arm with the opposite leg. Here we go. Activate. Remember, really reach that pole across your body. If you can't get high into the sky, then reach straight out, but really try to be looking at the side wall. This is too fast. Slow it down. Good, and rest. All right, one more time through that, okay? So get your feet nice and wide, your poles out to the side and in front. All we're doing is activating our posture here. So we're bringing our arms in and standing up tall, and then we're going to relax. Okay, here we go. Activate, relax. Good job, everybody. Found that squeaky spot again. There we go. Try to get those arms all the way straight when you're relaxed and bringing them all the way into your hips when you're activating. All right, take a little rest. The next one that we're doing, get reset with your poles and your feet, is that you're stepping forward to activate. The heel and the back foot's coming off the ground. You're going to step back and switch sides every time. Here we go. Keep those feet nice and wide. Go at the pace that you feel safe, but challenged. And rest. All right, readjust, get reset up again. Remember, this time when you're stepping and you're activating, you're kicking that leg back, and then we're coming back to this, and we're kicking it back. Here we go. Remember, no death gripping on those handles. Your hands can just sit right on that ledge and provide just a little bit of push. That's going to activate all of those muscles that we want activated. The core muscles that help with balance, your arm muscles that we can get some strength in your arms. Let's doing a really good job of activating a lot of those muscles that help with posture. So we're standing up nice and tall. Catching myself not straightening my arms again. All right, let's relax, get ourselves reset again. This is the one where we're stepping, activating, and crossing over, coming back, stepping, crossing. Here we go. This one takes me a few times to get back into the groove too, and really get a rhythm down. I really want you trying to do the opposite arm with the opposite leg. Sometimes that can be challenging for the brain. And we're done. The last time we're gonna have done warm-up exercises together. Great job, everybody. All right, get a drink of water. And then I want everybody to get their chair. We're going to start with our sit to stands. So does everybody remember how many they got the last time we did sit to stands for 30 seconds? I love sit to stands because they're so functional, right? We have to stand up and sit down so many times throughout the day, whether it be getting out of bed first thing in the morning, going to the bathroom, getting on and off that low couch, right? So there's lots of different heights, surface, the surface of each of the different things are a little bit different. So your bed's super soft, maybe you're sitting on a hard chair, and all of those play into effect how easy or hard it is to be able to stand up. So we want to be practicing from all of those different surfaces throughout the day. So maybe you do a few sit to stands on from the side of your bed. If it's super high, that might be the easiest. So start there. And then once you feel good and you're warmed up, maybe go to that low, super soft couch that is really hard to get out of, and then do some there after you're warmed up. But I always recommend doing it for multiple different surfaces. So we're here today, and we're gonna do it for 30 seconds because we timed ourselves last time. A lot of the times it's easier to push ourselves when we make our exercises into a little bit of a game. So by saying, I need to get the most sit to stands possible in 30 seconds, it kind of makes us a little bit competitive, right? So let me remind you what it needs to look like. So the poles can be here off to the side, right? When we go to stand up, you have to stand all the way up. So your hips are straight and your knees are straight. When you go to sit back down, you need to be able to feel that chair, okay? There's no hovering over the chair. You should be sitting all the way down and then standing all the way back up. If you don't like how this feels with the poles because it's a little unsteady, try to bring it here, bring them together so you don't have as much to control, okay? If you remember what you did last time, that's the way that I would do it because it's gonna make it easier and it's gonna be more consistent. So we know if you get more, then that's identical to the last time. Everybody's ready to break their record, right? All right, on your marks, get set, go. Be safe. Stop. All right, did everybody break their record? Yay! All right, that is a really great way to add some fun into it. So you don't always have to time yourself for 30 seconds, especially if you're getting up and down from a surface that might be a little bit more difficult. Really concentrate on scooting to the front of your chair, right? That's gonna make it easier for you. Getting your feet nice and wide and really leaning forward. So whether you use the poles as a cue, so you got them out here and I need to lean and try to get my nose between the poles, right? And stand up. Or maybe you use the poles to help rock back and forth to get stood up on those harder surface areas. Or if you need to use your hand, right? But really make sure you're always scooting to the front of your chair, your feet are wide, and you're getting your trunk really far forward because, let me turn side. When that happens, right, when I get my trunk really far forward, look at what automatically happens to my rear, right? I get really far forward and it automatically comes up off the chair for me, which makes it easier, okay? All right, we're gonna play another sit to stand game. We're gonna do it for 60 seconds this time. And although I'm not gonna be able to hear you, every single time you stand up, I want you to name a state. And I want you to try not to name the same state twice, okay? It's gonna look like this. So we're at the front of our chair, our feet are wide and back. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna say Wisconsin. I'm gonna stand up, Nebraska, Wyoming, okay? Each time you stand up in 60 seconds, you're gonna name a different state. Try not to repeat the same ones. Everybody ready? So we're doing two things at one time, right? We're doing dual tasking, which sometimes can make it harder. We might slow down with our sit to stands, but we want to keep moving the whole time. On your marks, get set, go. Don't forget to be naming those states each time you stand up. Great job, everyone. Keep going. You're halfway done. Halfway. Keep naming those states. There's 50 of them. "15 seconds. Keep pushing. And stop. Did that make it harder? Yes. So one, we went longer. So physically, we were probably getting more fatigued. But because we added cognitive task on top of that, doing the two of them together, we call that dual tasking. And I love to do cognitive tasks with our physical tasks because that's real life, right? Almost always when we're doing things, we're doing two things at one time. We're cooking, we're walking around the kitchen, having to remember what we're looking for, grabbing out of the countertop, reading the recipe, right? So there's so many times that we're always, the majority of the time, we're doing two skills at one time. So practicing that, right? So practicing the things that we have to do is gonna make things easier to do in the long run. This time, we're gonna stand up. I'm gonna have you put your chair off to the side. We shouldn't need them this time. All right, so we're going to do marching, okay? And then I'm going to say the color yellow, okay? Yellow means that you're gonna reach your pole out on your left-hand side. Remember, I'm not mirroring today, okay? And you're gonna try to keep marching at the same time. If I say blue, you're gonna reach out on your right side and keep marching. yellow, blue. Okay. Try not to stop, do this, and then start going again. Try to keep going. Everybody ready? I'm going to put this up here so I can keep an eye on our time. All right, let's start marching. I would love for you to get really high marches, okay? Getting our feet really high off the ground and not just barely tiptoeing here, but really getting nice high marches. Yellow. You're just tapping it out to the side and then bringing it back. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Keep those hands nice and loose on there. Yellow. Yellow. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Yellow. Nice job. All right. Now we're going to just use our feet, okay? So our feet are going to stay, or our poles are going to stay still. If I say green, you're going to step forward, okay? We're going to be marching. Sorry, let's start over again. We're going to be marching just like we were before. If I say green, you're going to take a step forward and you're going to keep marching from there. If I say red, you're going to take a step backwards and keep marching from there. So try to make sure that you have enough room to go 2 or 3 steps forward and 2 or 3 steps back, okay? If that's at all possible. If not, your steps might have to be a little bit small. If that makes sense. All right, green. Remember, you're going to have to adjust your poles. If I say green twice, right? Red, green, red, red, green, red, green, green, red, green, red, red, green, red, green, green. Nice job, everybody. Okay, take a deep breath. Now we're going to add both of those together. Okay, so we're going to do our marching, right? If I say yellow, your left arm is going out and coming in. Okay, if I say blue, your right arm's going out and coming in. If I say green, we're stepping forward. If I say red, we're stepping backwards. And it can be in any of those order. Everybody up for the challenge? All right, I'll start out slow. And as we go along, I'll try to get a little bit faster and a little bit faster. All right, feet are shoulder width apart. Try to march. Get those legs up as high as you can. Keep your hands nice and loose. Okay, so yellow, green, blue, red, green, blue, yellow. I said I would start slow. I'm sorry, I kind of started fast. Green, red, yellow, green, red, blue, blue, yellow, green. We're going to go a little bit faster now. Red, yellow, red, woo, I even screwed up. Blue, green, yellow, blue, green, red, blue, yellow, green, red. Good. Please do not get frustrated. These are kind of sometimes ones that I really like to see how everybody's doing and interacting. If these are going too fast for you, right, practice. Rewatch this video and it will, I promise you, will get easier and easier, okay? It might even be something where if your memory isn't remembering what you're supposed to do with each color, when you come back and play it, you can concentrate a little bit more on writing it down to start out with if it's too challenging, or sitting there and repeating it back to yourself a few times, right, before you get started. So please, if you feel like you're completely lost, don't get frustrated today. Laugh at yourself, right? Give yourself some grace. Just have fun. We're in the class, learning new things. And whenever you practice things, it gets easier and easier, okay? So there's lots of ways to be able to slow it down. We're now going to look at an app, and it's called the Clock Yourself app, okay? I am going to show you what the app looks like, but because I'm going to probably verbally do exactly what the app does, but I love to show it to people because it's super effective as a home exercise program. So it is an app that anybody can get. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's this little clock right down here, okay? It's green and it's called Clock Yourself. There's lots and lots of different features in here. It goes from basic all the way up to athlete, okay? That's one of the things that I love about it, is that you can always improve, but it starts wherever you're at. There are instructions on here on exactly how to play each of the games. You can make it go slower, you can make it go faster, okay? So as you're challenging yourself, you can keep making it harder. You can determine how long you do each of the sessions, okay? So again, the longer you do it and have to use your brain and your feet at the same time, or your motor movements at the same time, sometimes you can fatigue out faster. So lots and lots of different options. We're going to use this today. Usually it ranges from being like 99 cents to like $3.99, I think. So it's definitely well worth the money. I love it. We're going to start out with what's called simple clock. So you need to give yourself enough room to think that there's a clock. You're standing, you are in the middle of the clock, so that you would be where the hands were if we were looking at a manual clock. So I'm going to just demonstrate here. So I'm standing in the middle. If I were to say the number 12, it would be in front of me, directly in front of me, right? If I were to say 3, so if you're looking at it, 3 is going to be here. 6 is going to be behind you, right? Because you're standing in the middle of the clock. And 9 is going to be over here, okay? So think about all the numbers that are on the clock. And I'm going to name one of the numbers that's on the clock, and that's what you're going to step to. So you're going to step to it and then come back, okay? Anything that's on the right-hand side of the clock, any number on the right-hand side of the clock, you're going to use your right leg. Any number on the left-hand side of the clock, you're going to use your left leg. 6 and 12, you can use whichever one you want. I'm not going to participate because I've been told that it really screws people up when I'm doing this, and it's going to be opposite of you guys, okay? So for right now, today, since it's the first time doing it, I am just going to say the number, and then you guys are going to do it so that I don't mess anybody up. All right, here we go. We're going to start out easy and get harder. So 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3, 7, 9, 2, 11, 6, 4. All right, take a little break. All right, we're gonna go a little bit faster, okay? Here we go. 3, 6, 12, 4, 9, 11, 4, 3, 7, 10, 8, 12, 1, 11, 8, 9, 3, 6, 10. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna make that, we're gonna do one other game for that, and then we're gonna move over, and I think we're gonna do one, end it with a higher intensity exercise. So from the Clock Yourself app, we're gonna make it 1 degree harder. So you're still standing in the middle of the clock. This time I'm just gonna say the month of the year, and you are going to step to that month on the clock. So if I say March, you're gonna step to the 3. Okay. If I say September, you're going to step to the 9. Okay. So we have to calculate in our head a little bit more. We'll play this one real fast, and then we'll move on and end, like I said, with a higher intensity one. There's some exercises that I haven't shown you yet that I want to make sure that you guys see. Okay. Here we go. January, November, September, February, June, May, November, March, December, July, October, August, February, April, December, October, May, June, October, September, January, April, July, June, October. All right, we're gonna stop. Again, really, really good to play dual tasking games, right? Or those brain games along with our motor game or motor cues, because we're always doing 2 things at once. So we're gonna end with a quick, we have enough time. We're gonna learn a few exercises, and we're gonna do 20 seconds of spurts of these exercises, and then we're gonna rest for 10 seconds. So we're gonna try to get our heart rate up again, because we want to make sure, right? So the evidence shows that for people with Parkinson's, we need to be getting our heart rate up to that 80 or 85%. If you need some water, get some water before we do this. And I'm going to just change my little clock here so that it will keep track for me. Maybe. There we go. All right. So the first exercise, these are going to be more functional exercises or higher level, a little bit higher level exercises. So the first one that we want to practice is we've been doing some, I want to do lunges. So we've been doing the step forward. Okay. So we've been doing that. This time I want us to drop down and come back. Okay. So come down, come up. You can go down as far as you feel comfortable and come back up. Okay. You're going to step back and then your other foot's going to step forward and we're going to come down and we're going to keep going back and forth like that. Why do I want everybody to be able to do that exercise? That's exactly how we get on and off the ground, right? If you can go all the way down, great. If you only feel comfortable going down to here, or only feel comfortable bending a little bit, that's fine. But I want you to get used to that exercise because I feel, for those of you in my class, you already know, I want everybody to feel comfortable getting on and off the ground. And this is a great exercise to practice that. All right. The next one that I really want that we haven't done yet that's higher level is jumping jacks. Okay. So they could start here. You can go here, you can go opposite. If this is too high level, you can go out, out, in, out, out, in, right? Whatever intensity is challenging for you. So you have this option, this option, this option, okay? Opposites make it a little bit harder. Or you have out, out, in. This exercise is going to be one that we've been working on and talking a lot. It's our squats. So it's just like a sit to stand. Our feet are wide. We're going to come down, power up. I really want you to focus on coming up as fast as you can. So we're working on speed here, okay? And then the last one that I want to do is running, okay? So I want our feet to come up off the ground. If you can get your arms involved, that's awesome. If it's just marching here like this at a faster pace than normal, I'm cool with that too, okay? I will tell you guys when to switch. So we have lunges, we have jumping jacks, we have squats, and we have running. We're going to go through each of them. So there's 4 exercises. We're going to go through each of them twice. And it's going to be 20 seconds and then 10 seconds of rest. Okay. Everybody ready? Going to get that heart rate up here today. All right, here we go. Lunges. Nice job, everybody. Go down as far as you can. Keep those feet nice and wide and stop. So the next one is our jumping jacks. It could look like this, okay? It might look like this. Ready, go. It might look like this. Out, out, in, okay? You determine what your limits are today. All right, take a rest. We have 10 seconds rest. The next one is our squats, right? So we're coming down and powering up. Coming down and powering up. Ready, go. Shoot yourself up. Speed is one of those things that we lose. Our movements not only become small, but they become slow. And sometimes it makes it difficult for us to do things. We need to work on speed and rest. All right, the last one is running, okay? So we want to get our feet going. If we can get our arms going, go. Stand up nice and tall. Let those poles help you with your posture. The goal is to get our heart rate up here. So we want to push ourselves. All right, rest. We have those 4 exercises one more time, okay? You guys can do it. We can all do hard things for short periods of time. 20 seconds of lunges. Here we go. Make sure you're breathing through this, right? And rest. 10 seconds, rest. The next one that we're doing is jumping jacks. Our heart rate should be up. Here we go. Even if you can only do 1 or 2 jumping, I challenge you to try it. Let your poles help stabilize you. And then if that gets hard, then switch to here. Or if that's easy, like I said, move your poles or even move 1 pole. Move them opposite. Take a break. All right, we have squats. Ready, go. We're here, up. We're here, up. Really shoot up. Show me how fast you are. I'm starting to sweat. I hope you are too. Hope your breathing is becoming a little bit more labored. All right, take a break. This is our last one. We're running to the finish line. Ready, go. Get those feet off the ground. Get those arms involved if you can. Maybe not, right? Nice job, and stop. That is what's called a Tabata, okay? So if you have a limited amount of time, but you want to get an exercise in, Tabatas are awesome. It's 4 exercises, 20 seconds of the exercise, 10 seconds of rest, and you go through each exercise twice, okay? So let's put our poles behind our back, take some deep breaths, and really just rotate back and forth, making nice big movements, letting our heart rate come back down, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. You guys did awesome today, as always. I again thank everyone for being here these last 6 weeks. If you thought this was beneficial, let the WPA know. We might do it again. And I might actually, I'm not sure where everybody's at, but for people that are kind of in the area, I'm in Watertown. I might do a 6-week through Joy Explorations, a hiking group come spring or summer. So I would love for everybody to join me. We, of course, will do some exercises, but a lot of it will be hiking through different areas. So let's do a little bit of a stretch for our hamstring. 1 foot goes out, our toes in the air. We're kind of just leaning forward. If you feel like this is too much of a balance exercise for you, then sit on down, get your chair back out. Right? We really want to be stretching and concentrating on the stretch, not concentrating on our balance at this time. So again, your foot's out. The poles are helping you to keep your back straight. You're leaning forward till you feel a nice stretch behind your knee. Then we're going to go to the other side. Those hamstrings are usually pretty tight, or those muscles on the back side of your legs. You need to get them stretched out so that we're can straighten our knee and we're walking. It helps with our posture. Good. And then the other exercise that I really like is trying to cross that leg over. I think we did this the last time. If you need to help it, you can put both poles in one hand to do this, right? Kind of lean forward to get that hip opened up. If you can't get it all the way up, straighten that bottom leg, okay? And then eventually, hopefully you'll be able to get it up here. So stretching for each exercise should be about a minute. So if you want to do 30 seconds on one side and then switch to the other side and do 30 seconds, just make sure you're doing it twice. So you total on each side about a minute. This was my first time teaching virtually. So it was an experience for me, but I had a lot of fun, more than I anticipated, because I can't see you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Again, you can always reach out to me at joy@joyexplorations.com. That's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with me these last 6 weeks. Have a good one. Bye.
The Wisconsin Parkinson Association is a grassroots organization funded by people like you. To support more local programming like this, visit wiparkinson.org.